What's up guys, Ben from Milkman Grooming Co. coming to you from Koh Samui, one of the most picturesque locations on the planet. And I'm excited to introduce to you today a brand new video series unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's all about facial hair. A lot of guys, when they think about style, they think about their hair and their clothes, but it's amazing how much can be done just by styling your facial hair in the right way. Whether it be shaving, growing a moustache or sporting a beard, we're going to cover it all in this series. We're going to be working with some of Australia's leading barbers, flying them into our studio or visiting them on location, and we're going to show you using a whole bunch of different guys of different facial hair types, facial styles, bone structures, you name it. We're going to be covering it all, showing you with the right products and grooming techniques just how much your look could be enhanced with the right skills. To start off with working with Ton, who's a barber instructor from the Barbery in South Australia. We flew Ton into our studio and he did about 6 different models. We're going to show you first up Darcy, who's a lawyer in Sydney. We're going to show you his beard trim and hairstyle and just show you the difference between when he started and when he finished, just how vastly different it is. So without further ado, let's crack on to the footage and show you how it all came together. Alright Ton, so we've got Casey in today. What are we going to do with this style?
So today we'll just be doing a bit of a neaten up on the hair, just blending it in a bit more, tapering out the edges. With the beard, we'll be shortening the ends, taking all the wispy bits off, blending the sides down, cleaning up under the neck, cleaning up along the cheek, taking the moustache off the lip. Excellent.
Okay, cool. Let's get rolling.
Beautiful.
Now Darcy's hair's done, Tony's about to do the beard trim. There's a few things to notice here. Notice the products he uses and the attention to detail as he's slowly carving the lines. He's constantly looking back at Darcy, thinking about what to do next and taking it each step at a time to give him a really nice crafted look. Alright, so yeah, what's next?
Alrighty, so we've just tidied up his hair. Next step, we'll move on to the beard. Before combing out the beard, I just tend to put a little bit of beard oil, run that through my hands, about 4 drops. And work that through the beard. Just softens up the hair, makes it a little bit easier to comb, moisturiser underneath the beard towards the skin. Then we just comb through. The first steps of trimming the beard is starting from the left side and working my way down and doing all the front, and then I'll work towards underneath. The next step from here, we'll be blending down the sides. Using the 1.5 guard on the clipper, begin to take out some of the hair and work your way down. Once we are happy with the sides of the beard, then lean the gentleman back and work underneath. With underneath, same sort of style, just keeping the beard more squarish and taking off all under there, and then after that we'll line it out and straighten it through. Now the next step is shaving the neck. I like to start with just a clipper before razoring it. Obviously the hair grows up and in different directions. If you go straight in with the razor, sometimes you cause irritation. So it's just a bit easier to clipper it down first. Just creating a solid line where the beard ends. Not going too high, not keeping it too low. Just finding that nice line along the middle. Is also maintaining that line along the ear and down. A lot of people just let that grow and it tends to connect with the haircut and it doesn't look good at all. It's just another little technique of mine, just straightening out the edge of the beard. Alright, once the neckline is trimmed down, just using the Milkman Clear Shave Gel. Fresh razor on the blade. And taking note in which way his hair grows. This gentleman's hair grows upwards, which is very helpful with the Clear Shave Gel. You can see the growth of the hair. If I come in and go down, it's just going to cause a rash. So I'll start by going up, always keeping the skin tight, and just go up to where we've used the clipper.
Really straight.
Yeah, it looks so neat.
That looks so neat.
So I'll just clean that off for now, and then at the end we'll put some aftershave on. The next step we'll be doing is lining out along the cheek. Again, using the Milkman Clear Shave Gel. Very helpful for this technique. With other shaving creams that are white and stuff like that, you're not going to see the lines you create. This one allows you to pick where you want to go. With a man's beard like this, I like to keep it fairly natural. I don't like going square. I'll just make a nice C motion. Once that's complete, always using the mirror to check if they're the right height and making slight adjustments. Another technique of mine is always blow drying the beard, getting all the loose hairs out and also straightening the hairs. This is the last thing I'll do. I'll give it one last comb out, make sure there's no wiry hairs sticking out. Alright, to finish off this beard trim, once we've razored it all, I'll just be using a little bit of aftershave. Always applying aftershave to where you've used the razor. Moisturises the skin, stops the skin from getting dry, stops any irritation, any rash like that. Around the neckline's always good as well. And there you have it, guys. Just a nice, neat and tidy beard. All the ends are taken off. Underneath's a lot straighter. The cheekbones, nice and neat. Moustache is off the lip. There you go.
So that's Darcy's style done, and one thing I noticed which was very interesting after I went through the footage was the before and after photos that we took. In the before picture you can see Darcy, he looks kind of nervous, he does not look comfortable at all, and then after having his session his beard's in great shape, his hair's been neatened up, he just looks so much more calmer and confident, and that's exactly what we want to give guys. It makes such a difference to your outward appearance by getting those things right when you're styling your hair. Making yourself look and feel confident is the secret. Next up we have Yash, who's a Milkman ambassador. We're going very light on what we do with his hair and make it all about the beard. Check out the difference that just that does to what Yash looks like. So before we go, I just want to also say look at the types of products that Ton's using, and we'll come back later after the video and we'll talk about that as well. Alright Tom, we're with Milkman Ambassador Yash. Today we're going to give him a bit of a beard trim and tidy up. What's on the agenda here?
Alrighty, so today we'll just be blow drying the hair back, getting it out of the way. A little technique, I'll just be clipping the hair so it doesn't fall through to the beard when we're trimming it. With the beard, just going to take the bulk out of the sides and just shape it nice and round at the bottom there. Cleaning low under the neck, the cheek line up, cleaning up the moustache, and that'll be all. Alright, so before starting the beard trim, I'm just going to comb the hair back and clip it there. That way, with gentlemen with longer hair, it's not going to fall through and interfere with the beard. First things first, starting with the sides. I always like starting to the left and working my way around. Sides first, we'll do that last, so we'll just do the sides, the front, and then the other side. This gentleman, who grooms his beard quite regularly, uses the right products, compared to someone who doesn't.
How can you tell?
Beard's a lot softer, a lot straighter. Skin underneath is healthy. Alright, the next step, to take most of the bulk out of the sides, we'll be using the number 2 guard. Just get you to tip your head for me. Downwards, and that just gets the lip off that hard line, so it's not just going to puff out, this will just soften the edge. next step will be the moustache. Again, trimmer over comb, choosing the correct length we need. Bear in mind you always got to match the length up with the rest of the beard. If you go too short, it looks out of proportion. And just creating a hard line just above the lip. Once we are happy with the top part and the front of the beard, we'll then recline the gentleman back, so I'll just get you to lean back. Right back. Like that.
Yep.
We'll begin to work underneath the beard, always combing it down. Make sure the beard's always combed before you trim it, because they tend to get knotty. And if you trim it without it being combed, the knots go underneath it, and then once it's combed out, you're going to get long bits frayed up everywhere. So combing is a very important part about grooming a beard.
Would you recommend putting beard oil in before combing sometimes, or?
Yes, definitely. Before cutting it, you can use that technique as well. Today, this gentleman's already pretty groomed. I'm guessing he puts beard in every morning. Beard oil in every morning, yeah. So it's already there for me, so I didn't need to do it. But with a client who doesn't use beard oil, I'd always put it in before. So when grooming a beard, a lot of people ask me where to create the line underneath. An important thing is to never take it too high. Depending on which length the beard is to where you take the line. With longer length beards, you keep them as low as possible, and if they're shorter, you can take them up to midway. Always using the mirror to check the shape, make sure it's all the same length. Sometimes you might see a little bit that you need to take more off. When freehanding, mirror is very important. If you're just running one certain clipper guard over it, like a 2 or a 3, you know what length it's going to be, but freehand, you've got to create the length. So always just make sure it's all imbalanced. Alright, so next we'll be tidying up under there. A lot of beards, their hair grows up and it changes the growth. Sometimes you can even get a swell. So it's always best to use a clipper first, take the hair down before using the Milkman Shave Gel to get a nice clean shave. Alrighty, so before using the razor, we'll be using the Milkman Shave Gel. Excellent for lineups, it's clear. You can see what lines you're going to create. See which way the hair grows. As I said before, the direction of the hair grows up, with the razor always following it. That's the beauty of the shave gel. You can see which way the hair is going to grow.
Looking good.
So you put your head up. Last but not least, just checking, making sure the beard lines are both even. Making sure the whole beard's even. A little bit of beard balm, beard candy. Now the beard candy is very helpful with longer length beards. Keeps all the hairs that are going to stick out, keep them all in place. You can also use it to shape the beard, and it also works similar to an oil, except it's got a bit of a hole to it. And just to finish that off, a bit of aftershave for where we've used the razor. Stops all the burning and the skin getting irritated.
What do you think, Yash?
Oh, it looks really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Pristine, yeah. Looks awesome.
Just to finish that off, a slight comb. As I said before, the beard candy has a shape, so you can work with it. Alrighty, and there you have it.
Thanks, it looks really nice.
A bit cleaner.
Now Yash is done, you can compare the before picture to the after picture, and you can see just what a difference it makes. This was mostly the work of a beard trim. Very little was actually done to the hair, but a good beard trim really changed the way he looked. He looks a lot neater, a lot happier, and he's confident, ready to go about his day. So that's Darcy and Yash done in this video. I hope you learn a lot of things. Just to recap, when we're trimming the beard, a little bit of beard oil before can help stretch the beard out, lubricate the follicles, and give a nice shave. It helps with the clipper work. It helps to keep those beards straight, because at the end of the day, beard hair is curly, and if you don't get that beard nice and straight before you hit it with the clippers, you can miss little bits, and the next day when you wash your beard out, you'll notice there's little strays sticking out. So a bit of beard oil before you hit it with the clippers, very important. Finishing it off, a beard can do well with a nice good brush, and if you want to set it in shape, particularly if it's a bigger beard, a bit of a beard balm with a wax hold can be very beneficial. The other thing to note is when we're doing lineups, a good shave lubricant, like in this case we used our shave gel, followed up by an aftershave to soothe, works really great when you're doing under the neckline and the cheek line. Getting those lines nice and neat makes a huge difference to how the beard looks. It actually makes your beard look thicker, so it's definitely worthwhile doing as part of your beard grooming routine. So that's it for this video. Join us in the next one where Ton's going to be working on 3 different people. We've got a full shave, a patchy beard, and a huge transformation. You would not believe what a difference we made to this guy between when he came in and when he left, just by working on his facial hair and neatening up his haircut a bit. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in the next one.